Case under a scenario basis. So, if Obama wins, what kind of economic impacts would you expect? And provided that if Romney wins, what kind of economic impact will you expect?
Well, I think the point I would make is there is no obvious and clear difference in the immediate aftermath if you have an Obama victory or a Romney victory. So we don't view the outcome of the election as having an obvious and clear-cut difference in terms of economic policy for 2013. Under either case, we do believe you will have a substantial fiscal tightening in 2013, and that's probably the most important macro element. Under either case, we think that the Bush tax cuts that are set to expire will be extended, and that the extension will be motivated in part by the desire to have a conversation about tax reform more broadly in 2013. And it's not obvious to us which candidate's victory would lead to the more likely success of that conversation in terms of delivering meaningful tax reform next year. So we don't look at the election from the perspective of the 2013 outlook as having a major bearing in terms of the differences. I think there's no doubt that whoever wins the election will have a different imprint on U.S. policy over the next 3 or 4 years. I don't think it's obvious what that imprint will be, and that's partly because both candidates will be facing a Congress which they won't have control over in any kind of complete way. So bipartisan support will be necessary to get any meaningful changes in U.S. economic policy. Well, that's my point. I think that under either circumstance, we're going to have a substantial tightening in fiscal policy. Our estimates are that it's going to be somewhere in the range of about 2% drag on growth next year. And we think the economy, from the perspective of the private sector, is doing better, but it's hard for us to see growth being above trend next year in the backdrop of that substantial fiscal drag.